may be used to the Empire bowing to your every whim, but I'm afraid you'll find the Thalmor received no such treatment here. You are a guest of the college, here at the pleasure of the Archmage. I hope you appreciate the opportunity.
Yes, of course. The Archmage has my thanks.
Very good. Then we're done here. Welcome to the college. Another new student. I'm surprised at how many of you there are lately. Well, first you'll need these. While you're not required to wear them, you may find them more to your liking than your current clothes. I'll give you a brief tour, and then we'll get you to your first class. Are you ready to begin? Wonderful. Please follow me, and don't wander off. The College of Winterhold has been a fixture in Skyrim for thousands of years. The prominent feature here is the Hall of the Elements. It's our primary location for lectures, practice sessions, and general meetings. The Arcanium is located above the hall, and the Archmage's quarters above that. While technically in charge of the college, the Archmage's responsibilities often keep him occupied. Thus, I run the day-to-day operations. Now, if you'll please follow me, I'll show you the living quarters. Unfortunately, we've had to implement more stringent entry procedures due to some problems with the local Nords. We don't anticipate any real violence, but it never hurts to be prepared. After I finish showing you the grounds, we can talk. Our newest members are housed here, in the Hall of Attainment. I'll ask that you please keep your voice down while inside, as others may be working on research or delicate experiments. Now I'll show you to your quarters. You're going to be sharing space with your fellow apprentices, who you'll meet shortly. This is where you'll be staying. This bed and desk are yours. Please try and be considerate of others. Now, let's go back to the Hall of the Elements, where most of the members gather for lectures and study sessions. Initially, you'll be learning from Tolfdir, one of our most esteemed wizards. Tolfdir is likely already addressing the new apprentices. Go on in, and if you have any problems, let one of our senior members know.
Another new apprentice, I see. Are you of the sort that believe you're here to change the world? Or are you only in it for yourself? I assure you that I shall be watching you, all of you, very closely. Your superior and I were simply having a discussion about my level of access to the college. Well, perhaps that is why you're merely an apprentice here. Nothing you need to concern yourself with. I shall be quite capable of observing everything that goes on here. I am an advisor to the Archmage. The Thalmor wish to promote relations with your college. I am at the Archmage's disposal if he requires advice. Perhaps not as often as he should. In time, I believe he will be more trouble. Now that stability has been established between the Dominion and the Empire, We seek only to help Skyrim, to guide its people through this time of transition, to help lead them to a better future. Now that stability has been established, to guide its people through this time of transition, to help lead them to a better future.
Welcome, welcome. We were just beginning. Please, stay and listen. So, as I was saying, the first thing to understand is that magic is, by its very nature, volatile and dangerous. Unless you can control it, it can and will destroy you.
Sir, I think we all understand that fairly well. We wouldn't be here if we couldn't control magic.
Of course, my dear, of course. You all certainly possess some inherent natural ability. That much is not being questioned. What I'm talking about is true control, mastery of magic. It takes years, if not decades, of practice and study.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get started.
The College of Winterhold today. If you want to be any sort of mage in this game, well then, this is your place to be. Okay, so obviously the College of Winterhold is actually in Winterhold, so what I did here, as you just saw, I found... You have to talk to him, I did anyway, though. That's...
Please, please. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Eagerness must be tempered with caution, or else disaster is inevitable.
But we've only just arrived here. You've no idea what any of us are capable of. Why not give us a chance to show you what we can do?
You've been quiet so far. What do you think we should do? Is that so?
See, he agrees with us too. Why don't you actually show us something?
All right, let's settle down. I suppose we can try something practical. In continuing with our theme of safety, we'll start with wards. Wards are protective spells that block magic. I'll teach you all a ward, and we'll see if you can successfully use it to block spells, all right? Would you mind helping me with the demonstration? Are you at all familiar with ward spells? That's all right. I can teach you a very basic ward, one that's enough for the purposes of this lesson. Now, if you'll just stand right over there, I'll cast a spell at you, and you block it with the ward. Here we go. Over there, please, just opposite me. Wouldn't want anyone else in the way. Now, cast the ward spell and keep it up. You have to keep your ward up, or else this won't work. I don't want to hurt you. Over there, please, just opposite me. Wouldn't want anyone else in the way. Now, cast the ward spell and keep it up. Hold still. Excellent work. Well, I think this is an excellent start. I'd like you all to continue practicing with wards, please. I think perhaps we're ready to begin exploring some of the various applications of magic throughout history. The college has undertaken a fascinating excavation in the ruins of Sarthal nearby. It's an excellent learning opportunity. I suggest we meet there in a few hours and see what awaits us inside. That's all for now. Thank you.
In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to get spells to cost 0 in Skyrim. Let's get into it. Cinematic. So what you're going to need is any kind of armor and necklaces, but you're going to need 4 necklaces, 4 rings, 4 helmets, and 4 chest pieces. So if you haven't already, I do recommend watching a guide on how to level up your enchanting skill, like this one up here. You rename the item. I'm just going to name it Alt Set. Why not? Go ahead and name it Alt Set. Enter. Like I said, you can put 2 enchantments on these if you have. Use a conjuration. Right there, and see these novice robes of destruction. You can do these. It doesn't really.
I mean, it's alright, like, that's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Sky.
You know, this is one of a very few places where you can receive a real education in the schools of magic. Before you even ask, yes, I have an ancestry steeped in magic, and no, I don't want to talk about it. Yes, I know Winterhold used to be full. Does that cover everything? No, I suppose we haven't. Brelina Marion of House Telvanni. First of my family to leave Morrowind in a long time. Now I'm here to study conjuration. That's what's important. Not really. Just that it's very, very old. It was one of the first cities of men in Tamriel, I think. So far, if only because no one is telling me how great I ought to be. I just want to learn. I don't want to think about what's expected of me. Didn't you know? Before the Oblivion Crisis, many elves called Winterhold their home. More visited the college from Morrowind every year. After, growing distrust of magic made life difficult for many. Some left rather than endure the growing hatred from the local Nords. Others returned home after the Red Year, when Vardenfell erupted and caused much destruction. Winterhold itself died in the years between then and now. What's left out there is a husk. Only the college really remains. I know I don't like the way he looks at me. I can't tell if he expects me to blow myself up or to try and murder him, but he clearly doesn't trust any of us. I'd better get going.
Skyrim could not be more different from elsewhere. But magic... You are new. Have you mastered the expert-level destruction spells yet? Is it? This is disappointing. Jezargo hoped there might be one who could keep pace with his accomplishments. Mage, Skyrim was not Jezargo's first choice, but Winterhold is removed from... Oh, but you... The only reason you could disagree is because you are losing so badly you cannot see it. There is much. There is skill in magic, there is charm, and there... Oh yes, hopefully small things that fit inside. There is much for... There is skill in magic, there is charm, and there is a strong will. Jezargo will be successful. Of this there is no doubt. Jezargo will go wherever he can to learn more.
New here too,
Oblivion itself,
It's
if
good.
need be.
Almost doesn't feel like Skyrim, being so far away from the rest of the world here. Magic...
All right then.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my Skyrim 5 Secrets in Every Guild series. Last video, we covered 5 secrets in the Dark Brotherhood. Check that out if you haven't already. I'm going to show you guys 5 secrets / 5 things you may not have necessarily known about the College of Winterhold. So, if you know all of these, leave a comment down below, and yeah, watch to the end. But the first thing is actually a very useful thing. I'm currently a level 1 Nord with 100 Magicka, and the first secret is that you can actually reset Feralida's entry test. Basically, when you ask to enter, she's gonna ask that you demonstrate your skill by taking a test. She's gonna ask to do the Flame Atronach. So you can say, I don't know the spell, or you can do whatever. Basically, I can't cast that spell because it's such a high level for me. So now I'm just gonna quick load, and I'll run through the exact same dialogue, and she will have a different spell. Or likely she will. There's actually a few that she can draw from. So let's see. Small test, I'll take the test. I've actually known because it's not extremely obvious. So in Skyrim, obviously if you put your belongings in any random container, like just a random drawer or like a random barrel, it will disappear after 28 days, 1 in-game a month, and these containers will reset, unless it's a container within your home. Or a container that the player owns. So in the Hall of Attainment, the first room on the left is actually your room. This is the player's room. And the containers in this room do not reset, which is something that I actually didn't know about until I watched the Major Slack Attack showed off a long time ago, actually. Maybe like 2019 I finally learned about this. But yeah, you can put whatever you want in any of these containers and they would not go away. And which, it isn't really intuitive, is it? Like, I mean, I guess kind of it is, because this is my room. Why would my stuff disappear? But at the same time, like, you would never really think about putting your stuff in these containers when like, you have, like, actual, like, homes in the game. But yeah, that is secret number 2. Okay, for this next secret, I actually loaded up my account that I used to go through every quest line on my channel. I did a long play series on this channel at the very beginning, actually. This is the account that I used, and the reason I'm on this account is because I have 2 out of the 3 Elder Scrolls that you can get in this game, and you can actually sell these Elder Scrolls to Urag. So you're going to want to go to the Arcanium. And once you've actually completed a few quests for the college, you can actually approach. I think I sold all of them already. Yeah, I already sold the dragon one. But you can talk to him and you can say, okay, so I can't do it on this account. I forget why. Maybe you can only sell one of them to him. But yeah, I think maybe it's because I have some of these already, like, still, like, I'm still have them, like, the quest lines active. I forget why. Maybe it's because you can only sell one. But when you talk to Urag, you will have a dialogue option about selling an Elder Scroll to him, and he'll give you $1,000 to do it. So unfortunately I couldn't show it off, but you can do it, okay? You're just gonna have to trust me, I guess. Okay, so secret number 4, I believe we're on, is once you actually become the Archmage of the college, as you know, all of this becomes yours. But once you go to the right, in the first kind of room, there's a Staff of the Frost Atronach, which is a very good weapon to have early game, or really at any point of the game. But you can get this before actually becoming the Archmage. Once you first get allowed into this place, you can actually take it, although it will count as stealing, so you're gonna have to be a bit cautious about it. But yeah, the reason why this is so good is that the Frost Atronach spell is, I believe, an expert level spell, or I think it's adept. It's either adept or expert. Either way, this is a very high level summon that you're not necessarily supposed to have access to until later on in the game, and if you're only about level 10 to 15, when you would be if you kind of rush this quest line. This will help you out immensely in any situation, whether it's fighting a giant, fighting a bandit outpost, fighting Draugr, a dragon, literally anything. This will be an incredibly useful summon. And the last but most certainly not least is in the Midden. I'm going to be showing you guys the Atronach Forge. Now this one is pretty well known. It's one of those secrets that's not so much a secret nowadays. But if you go down the mid and you kind of just follow the path I'm taking, watch out, because around this area there's usually an Ice Wraith. So if you're pretty low level, you might have to ignore it or like actually kill it by doing some cheese method. I don't know, but an Ice Wraith is pretty difficult. Either way, when you get down to here, this is the Atronach Forge, which you can use to, here it is, the Atronach Manual. This, I believe, will show you some of the recipes, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, so to make a Staff of the Flame Atronach, you're gonna need Fire Salt and a Ruby. Frost Atronach, Frost Salt, Sapphire, Void Salt, and Amethyst for Storm Atronach. And there's usually a Fire Salt and, I believe, a Corundum or something on this table, but I've already come here and run through it. You're also going to obviously have to use a broom as like the quote handle. So let's see, if I have the ingredients, I will quickly try it for you. Okay, I can already see that I do not have it. So I'm just going to spawn some in using cheats real quick. Okay, so I've just spawned it in. So you're going to want to open up the offering box, place in 1 frost salt, place in the broom, and also I should have a sapphire. Let's see, where is it? That's a ruby sapphire. Close it, and then pull the bar, and there you go. It's gonna spawn a frost. Okay, so it's been a while since I've done this, so I kind of just summoned a frost atronach. I forgot that there's actually more ingredients. You need like a great or soul gem, I believe, and a moonstone, in order to like make the staff. There's guides online that will show you how to make the staff itself. Also, if you have the sigil stone, you can put it on here, and that will unlock more items for you to make. But yeah, I actually did it wrong. Either way, there's guides online to look up how to do it properly. You can make Daedric armor, Daedric weapons. You can make the staves, like I said.
Staying out of trouble, kinsman?
This is exciting, isn't it?
And here we all are. Shall we step inside? I can certainly share a bit of what I know. Anything at all that might be of interest. That's why I adore this location. We have no idea what we're going to find. And if along the way my message about the dangers of magic should happen to sink in for a few students, that would be a happy coincidence. We're particularly interested in the prevalence of magical seals placed on the tombs here. It's rather unlike anything we've encountered. All right. Please stay close to me while we're inside. It should be safe, but it's always better to be cautious.
This is exciting, isn't it? Why? Because it's old? Clearly, you've never spent any time in Morrowind.
I find it hard to believe this excavation was approved.
The earliest Nord settlements in Skyrim. It was also the largest. Sacked by the elves in the...
Be careful.
Night of Tears, not much is known about what happened to Sarthal. This is an exciting opportunity. Well, are there any questions before we begin? Ah, yes. Well, why don't you see if you can assist Arniel Gain? He's one of our scholars, here working on cataloging our finds. I expect he'd appreciate some help in locating any additional magical artifacts here in the ruins. Any enchanted items will do. The usefulness of the enchantment is irrelevant. If you find anything, the class can look it over. Now let's see. What shall we have the rest of you do? Almond, please search that area over there. See if you notice any residual energies, alive or undead. Zizargo, what shall we have you do? Why don't you verify that we're the first ones here? Look for any amount of tampering with the tombs. All right, everyone. Let's be careful, but have fun.
I'm not seeing signs of any warding magics at all. Either they're not here, or they were removed long ago.
Please be careful here. The site isn't entirely secured.
I'm not seeing signs of any warding magics at all. Either they're not here, or they were removed long ago.
Please be careful here. The site is... entirely... secured. Please be careful here. The site isn't entirely secured.
I'm not seeing signs of any warding magics at all. Either they're not here, or they were removed long ago.
J'zargo finds nothing but dust in these ruins.
To think, my ancestor...
Please be careful here. The site isn't entirely secured. Please be careful here. The site isn't entirely secured.
What are you doing that for?
Please be careful here. The site isn't entirely secured.
Don't touch anything! What? Ah, yes, you. I remember you. You're going to help? That's fine, just don't make a mess of my work. I've only looked through a portion of this section. You can look around in the chambers just north of here. Try and be careful, all right? We don't want to damage anything. Just round up the rest of the magical artifacts so that I can catalog them. He asked far too many questions about my research. I think the Thalmor are trying to steal my work. I haven't told him anything, of course. What I'm doing is far too important. Can't breathe a word of it. Until next time.
What in the world was that racket? Is everything all right? How in the world did that happen? Really? Perhaps the amulet is important somehow. Is there some way you can use it? Do you see that? Some kind of resonance. You and the wall. It must be connected to the amulet. I wonder, what effect might your spells have? Well, this is highly unusual and very interesting. I'm not sure what to expect here. Well, would you look at that? This appears to lead somewhere. Let's see where it goes. I'm not sure what to... I'm not sure. This appears to lead somewhere. Let's see where it goes. Until next time. Why in the world would this be sealed off? What is this place?
Hold, mage, and listen well. Know that you have set in motion a chain of events that cannot be stopped. Judgment has not been passed, as you had no way of knowing. Judgment will be passed on your actions to come, and how you deal with the dangers ahead of you. This warning is passed to you because the Psijic Order believes in you. You, mage, and you alone, have the potential to prevent disaster. Take great care, and know that the Order is watching.
I swear I felt something rather strange just then. What just happened? I'm afraid I didn't see anything. Can you tell me more about what you saw? The Psijic Order? Are you quite sure about that? That's very odd. And danger ahead? Why, that doesn't make any sense at all. The Psijics have no connection to these ruins, and no one's seen any of their order in a long time. Perhaps we should take a look inside these coffins. Now, please do be careful. Who knows what we're going to find? They were a group of mages with a history that predates the Empire. Very powerful, very secretive. No one's seen them in well over 100 years. They vanished, along with their sanctuary on the Isle of Artaeum. I have no idea what connection they'd have to this place. I have no idea, but it's fascinating. The Isle of Artaeum disappeared over 100 years ago. And yet now, suddenly, they've chosen... If nothing else, I'd take it as a compliment. The Psijics have only ever dealt with those they feel worthy. I have... The Isle of Artaeum disappeared over 100 years ago, and no one has seen them since. Be prepared to defend yourself. Over here! Be prepared to defend yourself. This is simply fascinating. This is simply fascinating. Be prepared to defend yourself. prepared to defend yourself. Be careful. I may be old, but I can... Loose! I've never seen anything like this in Nordic ruin. Before. Why, just look at all these copies. This bears close... I've never seen anything like this in Nordic ruins before. Why, just look at all these coffins. This bears closer inspection. I'd like to stay a while and examine this. Be prepared to defend yourself. All right, then.
Oh.
What are you doing? Hey, be careful. You win. I submit.
Hold on, my boy, hold on. I thought it high time I caught up with you. Well now, would you look at that? I never imagined we'd find something like this. Why is this buried so far within Saarthal? Huh? Nothing seems to work. Keep it busy. I'll try to drain some of its power. Here! Now attack! Boy, this is utterly unique. This is simply fascinating. I have no idea. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. The Archmage needs to be informed immediately. He needs to see this for himself. I don't dare leave this unattended. Can you return to the college and inform Savos Aran of this discovery? Please, hurry. What could this place be? This is simply fascinating.
Even with the college's laid-back attitude, there are still some things that are off limits.
I think the college is due for a change in leadership.
You are relatively new here, are you not? I have noticed you, but we have not spoken. Then allow me to introduce myself. I am Savos Aren, Archmage of the College of Winterhold. I am quite content to see nearly any aspect of magic explored and investigated here. But I do not and will not approve of any research or experiments that cause purposeful harm to your fellow members of the college. Are we clear? Personally? No, not I. One of their number used to advise the Archmage when I was but an apprentice here. But that was a great many years ago. Before all the members of the Order were called back to the Isle of Artaeum, and it disappeared entirely. I've seen documents dating back to the late events in the last several hundred years resulted in a significant loss. The Great Collapse, an unfortunate natural disaster that ravaged the area. No one is sure of the cause. I know there are some who have blamed the college, said that we were purpose. Magic is a true power. It shapes world. The college is a place where we can focus on that, without the pressures of the world weighing down on us. The Sea of Ghosts practically came alive. No one was expecting. Winterhold was ancient and weathered, but it couldn't withstand the sea's fury. The waves receded in time, but the damage was irreversible. Most residents of Winterhold abandoned what was left of the city. The college survived, and so here we remain. Not often, no. Some risks must be taken. We also must make an effort to avoid worsening. Please don't tell me that another one of the apprentices has been incinerated. I have enough to deal with right now. I see. I trust that Tolfdir will Thank you for bringing this to my Tolfdir normally looks after your little group. Since he's apparently occupied, and I will need to see this discovery for myself, I think perhaps you should begin researching the subject. Speak with Urag in the Arcanium. See if he's aware of anything that matches your discovery. And good work. The next time you find yourself exploring Nordic ruins, perhaps this will be helpful. Not often, no. Some risks must be taken to be sure. I am simply trying to avoid untimely deaths.